So let's take a look at some of the SQL queries that we can run against Cosmos DB. So if you haven't created Cosmos DB instance, so we will go through flow in which we will first create that instance, then we will create a container and database, then we will see the sample data, then run queries on it. So first thing, go to Azure portal, then click on Azure Cosmos DB. Okay, if you can't find it, simply use search bar to check for Cosmos DB. Right now, let's create a new instance. So this Cosmos DB account will require you to choose between the workload option. You can choose NoSQL, Apache Cassandra, then Postgres, maybe table, or MongoDB, or even Apache Gremlin. So let's pick with NoSQL, right? And once we pick that, next thing that we would need to do is choosing the project, right? So subscription we can pick, you can even name your subscription, then choose the resource group, choose account name, then location where you want the deployment to happen, then you choose tier discount and choose how many RUs that you're going to run. Finally, you can limit the account throughput, so this will help control the budget. And once you do that, review and create, right? So I already created one, so we will move directly to that because deployment would take some time, at least 3 to 6 minutes, and we will click on it. Now this is one of the drawer option you can do so for going left, right. Now once we have access to that particular account, here you can see status is online. We have URL that we can use in Data Studio or even Power BI, right? So what we have here is a container named order, database name OrderDB with throughput limit of 400 RUs. So if you click on Data Explorer, here you can see that we have our database named OrderDB. Collection of orders would contain items, right? Here you can see clicking on them individually will show you the data in JSON format. At the end you also have ID, RID, self, tag attachments and other system properties. Now the thing is, you can use Azure Data Studio, connect with this instance of Cosmos DB and run your queries. That is one option. Second option, you can run the queries right here. Okay, so I will click on new SQL query, right? So if I use the default query, select all from C and execute query, it will show me all the data from this collection. So see here, think of it as collection, but you can name it anything you want. So let's see, if I name with collections name itself, then also that should give the same result, right? So here you see same result. We have like 6 entries within our collection, so those items will be listed here. Now let's assume that you want to select individual items from that particular collection. So let's say I have like first name, last name and age I want to extract. So I will use, let's say, p dot first name, then p dot last name, then p dot age from personnel, right? So this is just the name that we have given here. You can make that collection something like, let's say, order as well. So this is basically orders of the people or say employees within the company. So that employee data is in the collection, right? So from orders P, I will be getting the data. So if I execute this query, it should show me some documents. So here you see we have like one entry whose first name, last name, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. So all those 6 people here, and we access them using your collections object P. Right, so there is one more method to do this. I can use P, and within square bracket I can give the field name, which is first name. Right, I can do so for last name too. Okay, then I can also do the same for age as well. Right, and then I can use that orders P. Right, and if I execute this, same result will be there, as you can see. Also do note that how many RUs you have used will be visible here. So at the end I will also show you how many we have consumed so far, and that should be something we can check. So we will see if that's available in cost or maybe in overview of our entire account. Right, now we can also check the collection through individual property. So let's see, if I select everything from orders, right, and where I want to get only the first name. So let's see if I can extract that. Total 6 names should be here. Same, I can go for last name. Make sure that field name is correct. Execute the query and you will have, okay, so order last name. I need to get this right, not make mistake. Notice that despite the mistake, no error was triggered for some reason. I don't know why. And there you have the last name. Right, now similarly I can go with other fields as well. That would also be possible. Then there is a query where you can, typically with SQL, you can do where clause and between clause. You can collect both of them and get the query result. So P dot first name, then P dot last name, then P dot age. So I'm not sure if it's uppercase or lowercase. Then orders P. Right, now I can also use where. Right, so P dot age should be between how much? Let's see, 36 to, or maybe and 38. So let's see if this query gives us anything. And there you go, we have like one such entry. So anyone between age of say 32 to 38, right, and top 2 I can mention, select top 2 with the query. So that's also possible. You have like these two. You can go and filter even more. Right, you can also check with option of order by. Right, so order by here is basically a keyword. Right, so to test that I can show you P dot gender equals to, let's say within double quotes, male, or if double quotes is not accepted, can use single quote. And order by, let's say P dot employee ID, and I can get the data in descending order. So let's try that. And there you go. First name, last name, age, and you get the data only males, order by employee ID descending, right? If you happen to choose the employee ID to be visible, you can add that, and you can remove top 2 and get all the data. So there will be more than that. So we have like 3 4 5 in that order from their age, right? And also the gender. So everything sorted as per that. So apart from that, we also have one more query which we often don't use, which is, for that, let's say I take p.gender and get the count 1 and as number of employees from, let's say, our orders collection P, and group by, say, p.gender. So here we are using group by, just like the order by, you can also group by gender. So if we execute, we have like these two options, right? So gender, 5 people are male and 1 female. So we sorted like that. Now there is also one more thing which we often don't look at, is average, right? So we use select, then average, which is p dot age, and then we use average age, right? And then we use count, where we can, let's say, use employee ID, right? And from order P, right? So if we execute this, there are errors, more details we will get. I wanted to see how errors happen, and my wish is fulfilled now, right? So here you can see there is one syntax error, right? So let's close that, go back to items, and let's go for query, and here let's choose, say, average of p dot age, right? And then we will use average age count of, say, p dot employee ID from orders P. So if we execute this, let's see what happens. Again, one result we have here. We can ignore the error from previous query. Here you see average age is 34. Okay, so pretty much we managed to do some of the SQL queries on our Azure Cosmos DB NoSQL data.